welcome back. Nice to see you. Glad that you're here. If you don't know me, my name is Becca, Elliott D Moose, and I just chat about things that make me happy. Sometimes that's anime, sometimes that's movies, sometimes that's books, and sometimes, like today, starting today, it's video games. I've been trying to figure out how to make some video game content for a while now because I love to game, I love to comfort game. I tend to go towards the games that give off the cozy vibes because they're fun, and sometimes life is just a lot. Sometimes coming home to a cozy game really helps that. Settles me down for the night and helps me reset for the next day. It's a good time. And one of my favorite games, one of my favorite cozy games to come home to after a long stressful day at work is Stardew Valley. For those of you who don't know Stardew Valley, you come into town as a farmer, Pelican Town, and outside of Pelican Town is your old grandfather's farm, which he has gifted to you as he has passed beyond this life. And it's your job to make it better. Whatever way you see fit, your job is to make it better. Live out the legacy, make the farm great. You do that by growing crops, raising animals, going fishing, diving into the mines for materials to make your farm more great, and interacting with the villagers of Pelican Town. Making friendships, creating relationships, it's a lot of fun. And some of those relationships that you can make are romantic. There are 12 different villagers that you can romance in Stardew Valley. It adds a little bit of an extra layer to the storytelling of the game, and I quite like it. It's lots of fun to romance them. And I thought it'd be a really fun video if I rank all the potential love interests in Stardew Valley. My ranking, show you my ranking. Now, ranking is totally subjective to how you want to play the game and how you also interact with different people. That's really the beauty of Stardew Valley, is that there's a little bit of something for everyone. If you've never played Stardew Valley before, this might be really helpful for you to get to know the characters a little bit more, but when you play the game, you might find your favorites as well. So just take that into consideration. And before we get into my ranking, make sure you like this video, and if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, make sure you do, because then we can have more chill hangout sessions like this. Woo! Yay! Now, let's get to the list. If you're new to Stardew Valley, here are the different types of love interests that you could have within the town. We've got Emily, Haley, Leah, Maru, Abigail, Penny, Alex, Sam, Sebastian, Elliott, Shane, and Harvey. A lot of different types of options, a lot of different types of stories, a little bit of something for everyone. And I'm gonna tell you my ranking of them right now. Starting off at number 12, we have Elliott. Elliott lives in a little cabin on the beach in Pelican Town. He is a creative. He really loves to write. We love that for him. Elliott doesn't seem to be friends with a lot of other people in town. He's friends with Leah, which we'll talk about later, but she is another creative within town. So, you know, you got two people that really love creativity. They're gonna be talking, they're gonna be friends. They understand each other. And he's also friends with Willie, our sweet, sweet, sweet fisherman Willie, who lives on the beach. So listen, I respect Elliott for being a creative and for following his passion. And you know, there's a little bit of sympathy there. You do find out in the game that Elliott actually just arrived a year before you had arrived in the town. So he's a newbie, and it's, you know, hard to move to a new town and to feel, you know, confident in yourself, connected to the community. So I do feel a lot for Elliott. And you know, he does work hard on his writing. He's trying to become something. But in comparison to Leah, which we'll talk about later, you'll see with Leah, there's actual struggle in being a creative that has a relatability to it. I just feel like there isn't as much with Elliott. Not much there for me to sympathize with him, other than being a creative. Also, I don't really like to use this word. I don't like the word, but there is no other word that I can come up with to describe the emotion that I feel every time Elliott comes on the screen and talks to me. Cringe. I can't help it. Every time he talks to me, I inwardly cringe. It's this over-the-top poetic language that just, I don't like it. I feel like in his conversations too, he's very observant. He like sees you, but I'm also like, why are you looking at me? Don't, I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this. Stop. So going for Elliott, I just can't. But I don't want to diss anyone that goes for Elliott, and so please, if you are going for Elliott and you like Elliott, please just know I think you're still a really great person. I like him being a part of the Pelican Town community. I just want to keep him afar. Next up, coming in at number 11, we have Penny. Penny lives in the trailer in Pelican Town with her mother Pam. She's also the town tutor for Vincent and Jazz. Pelican Town doesn't have a school. It doesn't have any way for Jazz and Vincent, who are the youngest members of Pelican Town, There's no way for them to get educated. So Penny tutors them, and she's super dedicated for them to succeed in school. The library in Pelican Town is one of Penny's favorite places, a place where she feels safe, and she tutors Jazz and Vincent a lot in the library. Now, Penny is one of probably the sweetest people in Pelican Town. Obviously, she's very caring. She really is dedicated to teaching Vincent and Jazz and giving them a proper education and taking that on herself. Nobody else is doing that. Nobody else is making sure that those two are getting an education, and she does it. And Penny definitely has a hard time. Her mom has an unfortunate, unhealthy relationship with alcohol, which causes Penny a lot of distress and a lot of sadness. So Penny's got a lot on her plate, a lot on her mind, a lot on her heart. She's got a lot going on. So when you first meet Penny, she's very polite, very kind, but she definitely is reserved and standoffish and quite shy. But I feel that maybe I'm not the best match for Penny as a farmer, and here's why. I think there are two other characters in the game that are better matches for Penny and actually might make her happier in life. And one of those matches is Sam. Sam, we'll talk about him more later, but he is another member of Pelican Town. He's a funny, lovable little goofball, and he actually hangs out a lot with Penny. You can see them together quite a bit. And I do think that Sam would give her reasons to smile, reasons to laugh, and just make her really happy and joyful. And in turn, Sam is a little bit of a klutz and probably needs a little bit more attention in his day-to-day activities, and I feel that Penny would be able to give him structure in his life. The other person I think that would be excellent and probably my number one pick for Penny is Maru. Sometimes you can see Maru and Penny sitting together having little chats. It seems like they're friends, but I think that they would be fantastic for each other. And Maru, and we'll talk about her a little bit later more in detail, she's a dreamer. She loves making her gadgets. She is passionate about what she does, and I feel like her enthusiasm would be contagious to Penny and would maybe make Penny dream beyond herself. And I think that's the confidence boost that she needs. I just think that those two matches are way better for Penny than the farmer. So Penny's at number 11 because I think that's best for her to be with other people. At number 10, we have Alex. Alex lives in Pelican Town with his grandparents, Evelyn and George, who also raised him. Alex is a sports fanatic, especially gridball, which he does have the goal of becoming a professional athlete in. And we'll let you know that multiple times throughout the game, that he believes that he's gonna become this professional gridball player and be better than everybody else in the town. He seems to be friends with Haley. They do hang out a lot, and maybe there's something a little bit more between them. We don't know. And he's also friends with his pet dog, Dusty. In the summer, he works at the ice cream stand selling ice cream. Duh, because it's the ice cream stand. I will say that I really do actually enjoy playing through Alex's story. There's a lot going on in that story. That boy has a lot of baggage. He's got a lot of heartbreak. You find out the reason why he was raised by his grandparents, which I don't want to spoil for anybody else here, but it's heavy. And you are able to peel back a little bit more of the layers of Alex to find out who he is deep down inside. Alex feels super misunderstood by the world around him, and you going on this journey of getting to know him a little bit better, he becomes a little bit more open, a little bit more honest, and also, you know, you see a little bit more of a sweet, goofy side to him. But why Alex is ranked so low for me, even though he has this really great story that you get to play through, because after you marry Alex, that's kind of it. There's not really much else other than sports for him, which, listen, that's totally fine. You can totally just like one thing. You do not have to like multiple things or have multiple different interests. That's totally fine. But for me, I need something a little bit more, showing a little bit more of a personality. And Alex just doesn't do it for me. I mean, even like his little activity that he has back behind the farmhouse is just him lifting weights. That's it. I just need a little bit more. And so that's why Alex is out of 10. At number 9, we have Maru. Maru lives at a house with her mother, Robin, her father, Demetrius, and her half-brother, Sebastian. She works at the medical clinic with the doctor, Harvey, and she's absolutely passionate about creating new gadgets. I really admire Maru for going after her passion. She wants to create all these super cool gadgets, and I do really like that her creating these gadgets kind of incorporates her mother and her father. You know, her father is a scientist, got that little side of her passion, but then her mother is like the carpenter for Pelican Town. loves building things. Will build things literally in the rain. We love Robin. Both of her mother and her father's passions are kind of in her passion. I think that's really beautiful. And so I really do appreciate Maru for that, and I think she's super positive, and I really like engaging with her in the game, but I kind of like to have her as a friend because, again, I think she belongs with Penny. I think that she would be such a great influence on Penny, and I also feel like Penny would ground Maru and make sure that she is also like taken care of, you know? I think that they just would be such a great couple together. Their little relationship would be beautiful, and so I like to imagine that in the game. So yeah, I rank Maru at an 8 because overall, genuinely, I love her. I just want to be her friend, and I will help her any day get with Penny. So make that happen. At number 8, we have Emily. Emily lives in Pelican Town with her sister Haley. They both are taking care of their parents' house as their parents are off exploring the world. Emily works part-time at the Stardew Saloon. Emily loves the desert, and you can find Emily in the desert visiting her friend Sandy on Sandy's birthday. And Emily loves to make her own clothes. I really like Emily's personality. I think she's super positive. It's really nice to have her as a friend in Pelican Town. Always love that. But I really think, again, that Emily belongs in the desert. She wants to be there. She wants to live her life in the desert. And I feel like if I married her, I'd be taking her away from that. And I don't want to do that to Emily. I want her to go be with her friend, maybe somebody that's more than her friend, Sandy, wink wink. So that's why she's ranked at number 8. I really do like her. I just want her to live her best life, you know? I don't want to take anything away from her. I know I'm too attached to the characters in this game, okay? At number 7, we have the lovable goofball, the literal embodiment of a golden retriever person, Sam. Sam lives with his mother Jody and his brother Vincent. Sam is really close to Vincent and feels responsible for him as his dad has been away for a while. Sam works part-time at Jojo Mart, and he's super into music and has a band with his friends Sebastian and Abigail. Also, when Sam isn't playing music, he's on his skateboard or playing some video games. He'll also hang out with his friends Abigail and Sebastian in the Stardew Saloon, and they'll be playing some pool together, which he's not very good at. Now listen, I absolutely love this goofball. I think he's super cute. When you first arrive as the farmer, Sam is so kind to you. He's so nice. Like, he makes you feel welcomed within the town, which makes it so that you're drawn to Sam like immediately in the game because he's so warm and welcoming. And I always, throughout all of my gameplay, make sure to befriend Sam immediately because I love being his friend. And because he's so lovable and sweet, I do love him being a spouse because I love this goofball. He's just so sweet. But I do prefer him more as a friend because, again, I think that he would make a better match for Penny. He is a clumsy little goofball who would make her smile, make her laugh, make her feel so loved and so cared for. And she would also make sure that he is cared for, that he is loved, but also that gets in line a little bit, you know? He's a little bit of a spacey guy. He doesn't really know what's going on sometimes. He's very forgetful. And I do feel that Penny would just be a really great person to keep him in check, in line. So yeah, Sam, perfect friend. He's at number 7. At number 6, we have the doctor, Harvey. Now, like I said, Harvey is the doctor of Pelican Town. He is the only doctor. He has his little medical clinic and he lives above the medical clinic. And because he's the only doctor and he's super dedicated to his job of keeping Pelican Town safe and happy and healthy, he's a bit of a workaholic. He's very, very dedicated to this work. He interacts a lot with Maru because she works at the medical clinic, and he does take a load off at the end of the day at the Stardew Saloon because he deserves it. At first, yeah, the mustache, not gonna lie, threw me. It's off-putting for me. However, once you get to know Harvey, you can really tell that he really cares about the people in Pelican Town, and he just wants to make sure that they're safe and happy and healthy. And I mean, he does this pretty much on like a shoestring budget, because there's like not very many people that come into the clinic. When I have trouble in the mines and he charges me money for that, I'm like, I get it. I mean, I don't really know why you need like all of my staircases as well, but that's fine, Harvey. Do whatever you want with all those staircases. So he's really dedicated to the town. And you find out as you get to play more of like the relationship with Harvey that yeah, he comes off as a little like reserved and shy at first, but that's because he's so bashful and sweet and kind. And all of his heart events are really cute and really sweet, especially his 10th heart event, which I'm not gonna say because I don't want to spoil. And I really like playing out that kind of a story. You know, it takes a little bit to get to know him, but once they open up, they're sweet, they're romantic. Also, he's a doctor. He's important in the town. He's got a job. And at first, I didn't like him, but then I grew to love him so much. So good for you, Harvey. You pulled at my heartstrings. You're at number 6. At number 5, we have Leah. Leah lives in a small cottage just outside Pelican Town, which is honestly the dream. Her cottage is awesome. She moved to Pelican Town so that she could pursue her dream becoming an artist. Also, it seems that Leah doesn't have too many friends in the town. However, she does have her fellow creative, Elliott. They definitely probably understand each other the best out of anyone in Pelican Town. The struggle of being a creative, the hard work. So yeah, they're friends. When I was playing through Leah's story, it was super relatable. There's a lot of self-doubt in her skill, even though she is incredibly talented. You can feel her struggle and you can really understand her pain, but also her passion and her love for being an artist through her story being told. And I feel a little bit more connected to that struggle for her than Elliott's struggle. I mean, he still has struggle with him becoming a writer and his creative process, but it feels like I can understand her struggle a little bit more. Also, as a partner in the game, like someone you can marry, she's super affectionate. So that's also a really big plus as pursuing her in the game and something that I really like. So yeah, she has a really relatable storyline. It's super captivating and she's super cute once you get married together. Yeah, that's why she's ranked at number 5. At number 4, we have Abigail. Abigail lives in the general store with her father Pierre and her mother Caroline. Abigail feels definitely like an outsider in Pelican Town. She doesn't feel like she belongs because Abigail wants adventure. She wants adventure in the great wide somewhere.
I want adventure in the great wide somewhere.
And the great wide somewhere is she wants to go into the mines. She wants to be brave. She wants that adventure. So that's her passion. That's the thing that she really likes. She's also in a band with her friends Sam and Sebastian. And Sebastian actually really wanted Sam to get Abigail into the band because he thought she would be really good at the drums and really insisted to Sam. There seems to be a little bit of a mutual love interest between her and Sebastian. And we'll talk about Sebastian later, but both of them do feel like a little bit on the outside of Pelican Town, so that's understandable. She'll also be in the Stardrop Saloon with Sebastian and Sam while they're playing pool. I really like Abigail. She wants to be a little adventurer. She wants to be a little bit fighter. She likes the spooky vibes. She loves the nerdy vibes. Feeling like a little bit of an outsider in a small town. I get that journey. I lived in a small town, felt a little bit like an outsider. So I understand her little journey. Her story is really fun to play through in the game, getting to know her, especially in her later heart events. They're really quite interesting and a little bit different than the rest of the heart events within Pelican Town. Also, when you marry Abigail and you get like gifts from her every once in a while, her gifts are very useful if you want to explore the mine. So she's also quite useful in married life. So that's why Abigail is ranked at number 4. Okay, we made it to the top 3, and at number 3, we have Shane. Shane lives with his Aunt Marnie and his cousin Jazz. Shane works a lot at Jojo Mart. And actually, if it rains on the weekends and isn't sunny, you'll find him in Jojo Mart on Saturdays and Sundays as well. When you first meet Shane, he's quite rude, he's quite depressed, and he's very, very standoffish. He does not want to get to know you. And you'll find him in the evenings at the Stardrop Saloon drinking. Now, like I said, when you first meet Shane, you are instantly thrown off. He is very rude. Like literally one of his dialogues when you meet him is like, "What do you want?" Which is always really funny when you like gift him something and he's like, "Wow, I can't believe you knew I loved this." And then his next dialogue is like, "Get away from me. I don't want to talk to you." I mean, the man is super depressed. He's got quite a story to play through. Probably one of the most saddest stories other than like Alex in the game to play through. So a lot of people are thrown off by that, and I totally understand. But this is why I love Shane, because I really love the trope of, "But what do you mean I can fix him? I got this, I can fix him." I love that trope. I love that trope, and I love playing through Shane's entire story. And I love that he loves his chickens. He loves his little chicken Charlie so much that when you marry Shane and he moves into your house out back behind the farmhouse, he'll have a little chicken coop where he keeps his little chicken, Charlie, and then he'll like make sure that he's okay. Like he brings his favorite chicken with him to live with you in his little place. And I absolutely love that. His room that he brings with him when he moves into your house, which they all bring a room like off to the bedroom. In Stardew Valley, they always bring a little room to your house. His room is quite disgusting. Don't like that at all. I do really love his story. It's super touching. I just love it. At number 2, we have Haley. Now, like I said with Emily, Haley and Emily, they're sisters. And they live together in their parents' house, which they're taking care of as their parents travel the world. Haley is friends with Alex, maybe a little bit friendlier than friends, but you can find them a lot hanging out with each other. Also, Haley really likes photography, and sometimes you'll find her taking photos. Now listen, when you first meet Haley, you are instantly thrown off. She is incredibly rude, and she doesn't care. She doesn't have a filter, and she'll say exactly what's on her mind. Like sometimes her interactions with you will just be, ew, you're dirty, which is incredibly rude. And so when I first played Stardew Valley, I was instantly thrown off with her. And then something changed. I constantly try to build a relationship with Haley. And it's quite wonderful to like play out that little relationship, whether you just want to go for friendship or, you know, go all the way to marriage. She has quite a wonderful little story that you actually get to find out different layers of her heart. That she's not just a mean girl, that there is like something sweeter inside. And I'm not gonna spoil with her 10th heart event, but it's so freaking cute and sweet. It feels like there's a payoff to get to that point, to get to know her. And I really enjoy playing her story. Also, I just feel like her hobby of photography grounds her as a person. That it's a really sweet, adorable passion that she has. Yeah, I mean, I guess I was thrown off by her being mean to me at first, but then I kind of grew to like it. She's just so Haley. I just love her. And that's why she's at number 2. And finally, the number 1 love interest that I love in Stardew Valley is, drumroll please, Sebastian. Now, Sebastian lives in a house with his mother, Robin, his stepfather, Demetrius, and his half-sister, Maru. He will express to you a lot of the time that he feels that Maru is treated better than him in his household. Because she works at a medical clinic, she is taken seriously, and he does more computer things for his job, and he feels like that's not taken so serious. A lot of the time, you will find him in his basement, typing away on his computer. He loves video games, he loves sci-fi, he loves comic books, and he also plays piano in Sam's band with him, Sam, and Abigail. And Sam will tell you that Sebastian insisted that Abigail play the drums because she's so good at it, and that there might be something more going on between Abigail and Sebastian. Which, let me tell you, that's fine. That's so cute. It's so cute. I'm not jealous of pixels at all. I'm not jealous at all. I'm not jealous at all. I'm not jealous at all. I'm not jealous. I'm not. You can also find him hanging out in Sam's room a lot of the time, or hanging out in the Star Drop Saloon playing pool with Abigail and Sam. As you can tell by his ranking, I absolutely love Sebastian. He is my number 1 pick. Even when I'm trying to play and trying to get married to other characters in the game, to have different experiences, to try to play a different story to the game, I just can't help it. I always see Sebastian and I go, oh, my number 1 love. I can't get away from you. He's a little bit of an emotional boy. He's got a lot of feelings and he gets them out to you a lot of the time. He has dreams of becoming a video game designer, wants to get out of Pelican Town, and he absolutely loves frogs. He loves rescuing and saving the frogs. I just love playing a lot of his heart events. His heart events definitely ignite the romantic side of me. Like, there's a lot of typical romance tropes in his little heart events. He has a motorcycle, which maybe you go on a late night motorcycle ride one time, and that's really cute, but I won't spoil anything else because I don't want to spoil anything else to people that might play this game. Once I get to know Sebastian in the game, a lot of the dialogue also really hits the romance in my heart. Again, it's not like in your face romance, but there's like subtleties to it, but makes you feel really great. So I just really love Sebastian. I know there are lots of people that love him too, but for good reason. I think a lot of us love him for good reason. So number 1, Sebastian, number 1. Now that's my complete ranking list. And after all of that, you may have some disagreement, which is totally fine. Again, Stardew Valley is a game with multiple different things that you could achieve, multiple different storylines that you could create. So it's a wonderful game for different likes and dislikes. If you're also watching this video and you're like, is there an option for not a romantic person to go for? Can I just like have a friend? And you can be friends with anybody in this game, absolutely. But there is also an option for you to just have a roommate. And that is the shadow monster, Krobus. Krobus, shadow monster, lives in the sewers, which you can access by gaining a key after you get enough artifacts in the museum. And that's where you can start your journey to become friends with Krobus. Now, he's a little standoffish. He's a little afraid of humans and like totally fair man. Like humans, not that great all the time. He sells things in the sewer to humans that come down to him. And if you bring things to him, he will gain trust in you. So in the game, you can build your relationship with Krobus. And what can happen is instead of marriage, where a villager will move into your house with you, he will move into your house as your roommate. You'll have a little roommate, someone that's always there keeping you company, and you can give him little hugs, which is super cute. He will give you little hugs, and it's nice to have a little friend in your house to keep you company. He's a perfect roommate. So again, with so many different types of options within Stardew Valley, you can experience so many different types of stories. Honestly, it is such a great game to come home to after a long day of work and work again in the game, but just relax and be a part of a different story for a little bit. So thank you so much for letting me share my ranking of the Stardew Valley love interests and talk about Krobus a little bit, sweet baby Krobus. But right now, I think I'm gonna go play some Stardew Valley. It's time to get my comfort on. Until next time, have a great day!